I'm going to tell you exactly why Amanda thought that this whole thing was going to work out for her. Now, we know that Amanda grew up privileged. She was upper middle class. Additionally, she's of the mayonnaise persuasion, right? So that comes with a degree of entitlement. Now, rumor has it that Kyle and Amanda actually dated before the show, but he broke it off with her when the show started. Regardless, she then became his booty call. Now, from the earlier seasons, I think it's pretty apparent that she has low self-esteem, and she's also desperate for male validation, particularly the validation of Kyle. And she's willing to be that booty call in pursuit of it. Now, unlike West, Kyle has been very clear with who he is as a person. He's a partier, he likes to go out, he gets pretty volatile at times, but Amanda knew all of this and she still pursued him. This is where I think her pick-me pathology really comes out, because there is no greater validation than winning over the man who prior to you refused to settle down. And he does settle down on paper. But the problem with Kyle is that he actually does not give her the validation she's seeking. She marries him thinking she's won a prize, but also that she's going to change him, and he is very clear that he has no intentions of changing. So when she's consistently wanting him to be a different person than the man he has always been, he's like, no. They then have a pretty tumultuous relationship that she is not being validated by. If anything, like, he is the meanest to Amanda. So suddenly someone desperate for validation is not getting it. But something she either intentionally does or stumbles upon is that she gets a ton of validation from everybody else when Kyle is mean to her. And while I don't know what she was like before, I think this is when she really sinks into her victimhood persona. It becomes poor Amanda. Finally, she is getting the validation she is seeking. It's just from other people. She gets to be in a full-on relationship with Kyle, but she also gets to bash Kyle to everybody else and get their sympathy for how she's treated. Of course, she doesn't leave the relationship. Of course, she stays, but she continues to get this validation. And she gets all the benefits of being with Kyle, which is being on the show. So now a woman who seemingly struggles with identity is finding identity in being the victim, and everyone else is gassing her up to build up her confidence. Now, I have been scorned by an Amanda. Let me know in the comments if you want to hear that story, but it is very quick going from like victim into the entitled victim. She also realizes at some point that she gets a lot of leniency because she's with Kyle. Amanda blatantly flirts with the men in the house, some of which are taken. Like, I don't know, when she was holding hands with Craig under the table, that was weird. But she gets a pass because she's married. Oh, it's playful, it's harmless. So she's getting a ton of validation through these flirtations without any of the accountability. You remember when she told Wes to watch her butt as she left? Ugh. So now she is very solid in her victimhood, that I'm the victim, Kyle is the villain. She has a whole team of people who will defend her. She's learned how to manipulate her victimhood persona. I can't do anything. Can you all do it for me? But one thing about women like Amanda is they're not going to fully let go of one guy until they have the next. Cue West. When West entered the house, he said Amanda was the hottest one there. And then he becomes her knight in shining armor and is defending her against Kyle. I love how she was like, finally a man stands up for me who has nothing to gain. Girl, he wants to sleep with you. What are you talking about? He was real silent at that reunion, huh? But point being, she has her new man. She has her new defense. But that takes her from this victimhood persona to having to flip back into the pick-me cool girl, because now she doesn't have the man. So whereas before she was the victim, she's like, you're always partying, you're staying out late. She transitions into, I like to party, I like to stay out late, which is why she had that atrocious line to Kyle, which was like, I don't hate going out, I hate going out with you. Then tell him that. You had so many years to be honest with him about why you didn't want to go out, and now you tell him? Additionally, as she's being shady, she wants to keep her victimhood persona. So that's why I think we see the shift in friend group, where she ditches like Mia and she's ditching Sierra so she can hang out with Wes. I mean, obviously she wants to hide her relationship with Wes, so she's not hanging out with them. But also, if she wants to maintain being the victim, she can't do that while dating Wes with her friends. She's got to hang out with his friend group, because then she can be like, yeah, Kyle is so bad to me, blah, blah, blah. And they will buy it. Like, women like this will often just jump from friend group to friend group. As soon as it's time for them to be accountable, or as soon as they will no longer be seen as a victim, they'll just move on. That's why Amanda loves West's friends, because she can be whatever version of herself she wants to be. No one's going to hold her accountable. No one's going to call her out on her lies. And we see her trying to pull the strings. And in the city, which I haven't watched, but I've seen the clips, where she literally is like, oh my God, I'm so glad we're all friends now, because she thinks she's entitled to her happiness. So all she has to do is like make sure everybody's cool, and then she can just ease into, well, all of a sudden me and Wes are having feelings for each other. She has been the victim for so long. She's been gassed up for so long that she thinks she can do whatever she wants. I think she fully expected to be Ariana Madix. I think she thought she was going to get out of this bad relationship. She was going to mend fences between Sierra and West, and then she was just going to fall in love with West once everybody's cool. And because she's the queen bee of the group who's been gassed up into oblivion, she thought that was just going to go her way. She's lived her life as an entitled person, and she cannot see that anyone would see her as anything other than the victim. She is gagged when people talk back to her or have a problem. I have been through so much, and you're going to deny me my happiness? Yeah, when your happiness comes at the expense of people who have loved you and supported you. And no matter what happens on part 3, she's going to walk away thinking she is the victim of this. And when West blows up, that whole situation blows up, she will be the victim of that. I just hope she doesn't come crawling back to Kyle, and I hope he says no if she does.